guy walks around with a halo over him.
He really does, yeah. Yeah. He's just,
everybody's personality-wise, he's just so full of smiles.
yeah. And then we've got Claudio Calasans from Team Atos, who just came off a really impressive pro Abu Dhabi Cup.
Absolutely. He's been, I don't think he's been a secret in Brazil, but I think for the greater global community of jiu-jitsu fans, right, and practitioners, he probably became most known last year when in the absolute division at the World Championship, he gave Roger Gracie a moment or two of trouble, and he ended up coming in third in the absolute division last year.
Yeah, I remember that because he had a really impressive single leg takedown that he lifted Hodger all the way up in the air. It was very impressive.
Right. Very powerful guy. All these people today are incredible athletes, but very powerful for a middleweight.
Yeah. So now we're jockeying for position here. Marcelo finds himself right at home in his butterfly guard with a potential arm drag. And it's Claudio's doing a good job of dominating this far leg here. So if Marcelo were to arm drag, he could try to jump to his right, to Claudio's right. Claudio could anyway. Or back step over and try to prevent that drag from taking his back there.
All right. We see here the prominent Ramon Lemos patch on Claudio Calasans' back. Ramon Lemos is the coach of Atos Jiu-Jitsu. He's their leader, and I'm guessing you can see him there in the back in a green vest.
Well, he's doing a great,
there he is,
spectacular job of putting together such a great team.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Team Gracie Elite being a little bit new on the scene, or at least, older guys being newly, I guess, minted. Team Atos is a similar situation where we had some former Brasa guys come together and say, we're going to do our own thing and be Atos. And Atos is Portuguese for acts, in reference to a book in the Bible.
That's why we have you here, Caleb.
You knew that.
Because you know the fun facts.
You knew that. You knew that.
Beautiful, nice try on the cartwheel guard pass, even though it didn't work. It looked really nice.
It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
That's what I do when I train. I can pull that stuff off.
Garcia finds himself right at home. Now he dragged the leg in. So now he's going to go underneath the ankle. Probably, he does a nice foot lock sweep from that position, which he just hit.
There he goes. He should be up.
He's going to be up 2-0. Nice sweep by Garcia. Now let's see Claudio's, what his guard.
I don't really recall much seeing him in the guard.
I don't either, actually, to be honest. So
I'm sure it's solid.
Yeah, it has to be, and let's see what he has in store. It looks like he might have been setting up a cross collar choke, so his right hand is probably in that far lapel. Yep, Garcia just pulled his arm out. So looking for a cow hand, a reverse wrist lock.
Yeah, we see Ramon Lemos there in the back in the white baseball cap and the green coaching vest. Word is that Atos is going to be opening up a school in Southern California.
Ah.
That would be their first physical location outside of Brazil, to my knowledge.
Garcia and Claudio Calasans' close guard. He's controlling the sleeve. Claudio pulls him down.
Some people right now, Sean, may be saying, hey, I thought you guys said you got to, if you're going to get out of a guard like that, you need to posture up. But Marcelo Garcia is kind of bent over like that. Is that a bad thing?
It's not bad for him. I would never recommend my guys to be that bent over, but what they say, rules are made to be broken, right? I mean, he has I think he can break rules.
Yeah.
I think he knows what's going on enough where he can feel when he's in danger and when he's not. But I prefer to have the chest much higher than parallel with the ground.
Yeah.
You know, parallel with the ground can be a bit dangerous. You get arm locked or triangled pretty quickly.
Swept over pretty fast.
Or swept over pretty fast. So I would say that maybe, you know, it's everybody does their own thing. Sometimes they get very good at.
Yeah. I'm not about to say Marcelo Garcia is doing something wrong.
No.
That's not my position.
Yeah.
But it might confuse some of our people.
I would prefer.
If it were you.
If it were me, I must get my chest up much higher than that.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with my chest parallel to the ground like that. The one thing that he's doing very well that does help is he's controlling a sleeve. See how he's controlling that sleeve? So that will help on that type of situation. So
that is an interesting grip over there.
yeah, it's going to keep. See, it keeps Marcelo's leg or knee close.
It doesn't seem to be doing much to Marcelo's collar, you know, at the end of the.
No, yeah.
It's not meant for that.
No, I think that grip is just meant to keep the knee a little bit more difficult for him to stand. See how it's keeping his knee a little closer. You know, Claudio might be trying to get an angle to work an arm lock or an omoplata. I think that's probably what he's thinking. So he's slowly creeping himself around to that knee.
Yeah.
And he's adjusting that collar every time.
And it appears that Marcelo senses that going on for sure.
Yeah, he's trying to keep that knee safe there. Here we go. He's going to work out for that omoplata. Or might yank that far arm in, try to yank that far arm in. There it goes. But now that collar's going to get in his way. See how that collar would be much more beneficial if it were below his own knee. So now that collar's, since it's above his knee, it's kind of getting in his own way there.
Right. Yeah, that is a tangled mess.
Yeah.
That is complicated.
Now you might see him try to get his leg, bring that collar under his own leg. Oh, he's going to abandon it now. So Claudio's got to do something here because he's down by 2.
We talked a lot about strategy earlier.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Marcelo's game plan was, but perhaps, you know, as we alluded to earlier, we're not really too sure about Calasans' guard work.
Yeah.
Maybe Marcelo says, okay, I'm going to, you know, if I can get into his guard, I'll probably be okay.
That's a possibility. I'm sure these guys know or have that data on each other, you know, long before they fight. So maybe that is something that was his tactic going into this. He doesn't seem to be in any real hurry to try to open the legs.
Right, you know, and a lot of times we see some pretty crazy open guard work in competitions like this with Lange before, and, you know, there's so many examples. But up until this very moment, you know, he's playing at some pretty hardcore close guard.
Yeah, yeah. So now Garcia's pulling that collar on his right arm just to try to keep his knee in there because he doesn't want to let Claudio's left leg out of there. If he lets that left leg out of there, he can kind of come over the top and try to pull his arm in for omoplata. He gets out. So now we're going to see Claudio's open guard here. So we're going to see what kind of, if he's going to shoot some omoplatas or some triangles. Marcelo likes this high step over pass. There he goes. He tries it, but Claudio's got that foot on the hip, so it's not working. Now Kimura's, I've seen Jacare finish Garcia from the closed guard Kimura on that very same position, but he didn't have anything of it this year. So
I know that Sergio Moraes spent a lot of time preparing for the Worlds up at Alliance in New York, or I should say Marcelo Garcia's school in New York. So he is prepared.
Yeah, that's some training partner. So
Yeah.
over they go. And there
Calasans calls a timeout.
Yeah, so there must be very little time left. Yeah, as a matter of fact, 8 seconds.
Ooh.
And Calasans is going to need a takedown.
Just to be clear, it's not possible for somebody to call a timeout.
Right,
Jiu-Jitsu.
of course.
Some of our newer viewers might think I was serious.
Yeah, well, that's a good point because in wrestling you can. In collegiate, you can call a timeout.
Right.
In freestyle, you can call a timeout. So that is true. We don't have timeouts.
Right, there's no timeouts.
So
time is almost out here for sure.
Yeah.
With 8 seconds left.
And let's build this up a little bit because 8 seconds left. Calasan has very good takedowns. I mean, he does. Well, I've seen it. I don't know if I haven't seen him really put on any display this year, but last year he
felt more like a mega judo guy.
Yeah, last year I saw him throw people. This year I haven't seen that, but
he's got 8 seconds to make it happen.
But he does, and it looks like he's fired up. It looks like he's going to run. And he's going to try for that sweep. Oh, my goodness.
Look at the balance.
Oh
Look at the balance of Marcelo Garcia.
Look at that base.
He just fought off a wildcat.
Yeah.
In the last 8 seconds.
That 8 seconds, probably they just spent more energy than the entire match.
Yeah.
He just tried to sweep. Wow, Marcelo Garcia.
Takes home another world championship.
Middleweight world champion 2010.
Over his shoulder, you see Fabio Gurgel shaking his fist in victory.
Yeah.
Now Tarsus has the hat on. I got to send somebody out there to get that hat.
I think they're losing bets left and right in there in the Alliance squad.